I'm looking forward to our presentation this evening. It is entitled The Cat in the Hat Comes Back Again, and it is a project that began as a result of a simple question from a student. And the teacher in the classroom took a risk when she said, hey, let's reorganize what I had planned for several weeks and go with the students' lead. So she set aside the plans for reading and language arts and really put the students' learning in their own hands. And what's truly remarkable is that this project was in a first grade classroom. And as you will see, this student-led endeavor at Dare Elementary resulted in an amazing level of engagement and ownership in these young students. So Mrs. Tiffany Gillespie, Mrs. Jill Reams, and their former students will now introduce you to a new Cat in the Hat.
Good evening, Dr. Williams, Mrs. Haywood, and members of the board. As the very lucky principal of Dare Elementary, I am proud and excited to bring two amazing teachers and their former students with me tonight to show you a truly integrated project that includes reading, writing, listening, and speaking while incorporating a wide variety of technology. Be ready to be amazed by what two classes of first graders can do with a little inspiration from our friend, Dr. Seuss.
Good evening. We are honored that we've been asked to present our students' work for you this evening. And without further ado, we'd like to introduce to you The Cat in the Hat Comes Back Again. After an author study of Dr. Seuss and the reading of his original books, The Cat in the Hat and The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, my first grade students inquired to why the Cat in the Hat never came back again. One student suggested that Dr. Seuss died before he had the chance to write the third book. And from there, it became the mission of this precocious group of first graders to continue the legacy of this mischievous cat. The process started the next day in the form of individual journaling, which students used to brainstorm and share their ideas. From there, the class collaborated to plan the story elements and write the book together. As their teacher, I was fascinated at how they chose to intertwine elements of Dr. Seuss's stories with their own original ideas. Similar story elements were evident in the wordplay, rhyming nature, authentic characters, and ensuing conflict. Some unique story elements entailed changing the setting, narrating the story from a different point of view, introducing a new character as the solution to the conflict, and ending with an unexpected truth. The timing of the project coincided with the county-wide Read Across America celebration. One of my class assignments during that time challenged each student to create their own original or own unique Dr. Seuss character with a specific purpose and write about it. Students completed this assignment before having the vision to write a book. Yet during the creation of the book, the group discovered that one of their classmates' characters served as a perfect solution to the story's conflict.
My name is Meredith Reams, and I made up the Hacklock for my Dr. Seuss character. His purpose was to clean the whole house in 1 minute. When we were writing our book, we needed something to clean up the mess quickly. So my classmates said, let's put the Hacklock in the story. I was so excited because they put my Dr. Seuss character in the story. The illustration team even asked me to draw the Hacklock and the pictures.
The students' sense of ownership in the project accelerated the rate at which their book came to life. Once the story was complete, they worked whole group to edit their work and divide the story into specific pages. As the story naturally developed, their energy, enthusiasm, and passion flourished. So much so, it literally passed through the partition that divided our room with Mrs. Reams' room. As you're well aware, Dare underwent a unique change of environment last year. We were far from some of the Dare staff, yet interestingly close to one another. During one of our whole group writing sessions, Mrs. Reams surprisingly opened the partition and said,
"Whatever you're doing over here sounds like fun, and we want in." After Mrs. Gillespie's class shared their work with mine, my children were also inspired to write and create their own version of the book. As our classes approached the ending of their masterpieces, we knew we had to do something spectacular with the final form. So we sought the advice of Dare's resourceful ETF, Mrs. June Jones, who helped assist in bringing the books to publication. Mrs. Jones suggested that the students divide into teams to produce the book online using Weebly.com for parents, students, and a wider audience to enjoy. The 4 publication teams included narration, illustration, audiovisual, and technical. After explaining the purpose and role of each team, the students were allowed to choose the team in which they would work. We were very pleased at how the students drew upon their own individual strengths and their interests to select their roles, and how the power of choice naturally balanced each team. We'll let some of the original authors introduce themselves and explain how they contributed to the publication.
My name is Tristan Crane, and I chose to be on the illustration team because I like to draw. My role on the illustration team was to draw the background and other details in the pictures. The most challenging part of my job was drawing the car to look the same on each page. I enjoyed being part of this project because I got to draw my mom as the nurse at the front desk, and I liked working with my friends.
Great job.
My name is Jenny Cadron, and I chose to be on the narration team because I'm a fluent reader and I love speaking. My role on the narration team was to speak like a cat in the hat. The most challenging part about my job was deepening my voice to sound like a boy. I enjoyed being part of this project because we all worked together with all the other students, which made it so much fun. Also, I think Dr. Seuss would be very proud of our book. My name is Finn Trainer, and I chose to be on the audiovisual team because I like using iPods and videotaping. My role on the audiovisual team was to record the narrators and edit the audio clips. The most challenging part of my job was reading the audio lines to remove the dead space and decide when to redo the recording. I also had a part on the narration team because we needed a voice for Nick. My role was to speak into the microphone with Nick's nervous voice because he worries a lot. I enjoyed being part of this project because we made a real published book for other kids to enjoy.
My name is Sean Blaylock, and I chose to be on the technical team because I like to type. My role on the technical team was to type out the pages of our class book. The most challenging part of my job was to edit all the pages that needed something to be fixed. I enjoyed being part of this project because our class actually got to make a book dedicated to Dr. Seuss.
The narration team used the Quick Voice Recorder app on the iPod Touches and the iPads for practicing narration. They then recorded and edited the final narration using Audacity on the laptops. The illustration team did crayon illustrations and chose the details included on each page. The audiovisual team used iPod Touches to photograph the book illustrations and record video and photo clips to document the entire project. The technical team uploaded the audio narration clips and the photos of the illustrations to the Weebly website. They also typed in the text to accompany the illustrations. It's important to note that Mrs. Jones' role was to assist as a technology advisor to students as they completed every aspect of the publication process, from uploading photos to editing the audio clips. The students recorded all stages of their work for sharing with others who might want to do a similar project. All of the pictures used in this presentation were taken by the first graders. After both classes finished their story and illustrations, we reopened the partition and held a very successful collaboration session. Students were given the opportunity to see and hear the other class book and record their observations. Afterwards, both classes joined together to offer constructive criticism through hugs and hints. They first provided hugs, or things they really liked about each other's book, followed by hints or ideas for improvement. Each class extended the collaboration by sharing their book with their third grade reading buddies, who also offered commendation and advice. After the collaboration process, each class finalized their version of the book and proceeded with publication.
The projects were made immediately available online, advertised on the DES website, promoted via Twitter, and presented at the YCSD exhibition of student transformative work. The online publication of the book allows for continuous sharing with a wide audience. In addition, the books were published in hard copy form and donated to the DES library and will also be donated to both York County libraries. Because my students chose a hospital as a setting in their book, we also donated copies to the local CHKD clinics for children to enjoy in the waiting rooms. Tristan was especially honored to present a copy to the MDA clinic at which he receives treatment for Dutchheim's muscular dystrophy. We are so proud of Tristan because of his dedication and efforts to raise awareness of muscular dystrophy. He was recently selected as the MDA Goodwill Ambassador for the state of Virginia. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation and invite you to view the online publication of the books using the following QR codes. The students will pass out business cards with the codes for your convenience, and we've also brought hard copies for your enjoyment to be returned at a later date, so we may donate them to additional hospitals and libraries. Thank you.
Thank you. Very impressive and well done.
I can just say that
Does she have cards?
attending a Angela Myers event today and wow moment, as she put it, this is one of those wow moments that just, I don't know what else to say except this a wow moment. Y'all did a fantastic job.
Yes, you
Really
did.
is. Thank you. You guys did a brilliant job. I've got it. Thank you. Wow, this is just truly remarkable. First
is.
graders doing this, I mean, you guys did more than a lot of adults who are dying to write children's stories. I mean, you should
The
be
sky's
very
the
proud
limit,
of
right?
yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
Very
just
nice.
follow up on Mr. Medford's comment in terms of the WOW work, worthy of the world, and really, students doing meaningful work that's worthy of the world to see. But kudos to you all as teachers for recognizing the potential. And obviously, when you've got 2 weeks' worth of lesson plans, you've got a lot invested yourself in that with your plan. So that is hard. It is taking a risk to set that aside. But I commend you all for seeing the incredible potential. So thank you for your work with that, and also to June Jones and her support of you all. So excellent work.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well done.